If you're a huge Oreo lover, then you might be surprised to hear that Oreos were originally considered copycats. Yeah, you heard it right. They were created more than 100 years ago, in 1912, and were actually the second of their kind to hit the market. The original was introduced in 1908 by a company called Sunshine Biscuits, which was unfortunately named Hydrox. So you might be wondering how Oreo became dominant in the market and why people aren't aware of hydrox cookies. Like many other businesses, Oreo has some hidden secrets that you may not be aware of. Sunshine Biscuits Company is where the sandwich cookie got its start, and their biscuits were called hydrox cookies. Originally, Hydrox was regarded as the greatest cookie in the country, but Oreo overtook Hydrox in popularity and sales, thanks to some brilliant marketing strategies. Sales of Hydrox decreased as consumers began choosing Oreos instead, and Sunshine Biscuits stopped making Hydrox cookies in 1999. Oreos were introduced by the National Biscuit Company, later Nabisco, as highest-class biscuits. But they did not immediately overtake Hydrox. That process took decades as the two competing manufacturers engaged in biscuit wars. The Hydrox was invented in 1908 by a businessman named Jacob Luce. It was the market's first sandwich cookie production. Hydrox dominated the market for the first 4 years after its release, and it was loved for its flavor and unique appearance. They were presented and sold as an English biscuit with a twist, which was utilizing an industrial press to make a flower-patterned cookie. But here's where things get interesting. 4 years after the Hydrox biscuit was introduced, Nabisco, Sunshine Biscuits' competitor, invents the Oreo, which was an exact replica of Hydrox cookies. The firm describes it as 2 amazingly frosted sugar cookies. What would you think if you were the expert in your trade and someone duplicated you and removed you from your position? That's what happened between the Oreo and Hydrox battles. A number of very important and valuable business and marketing lessons can be learned from this decades-long rivalry and epic cookie battle. It was not easy sailing for Oreo right out of the gate, and it would take them decades to finally defeat Hydrox as the world's favorite cookie. There are many lessons to be learned from the Oreo and Hydrox battle, but one thing you can do to learn more is subscribe to our channel for more informational videos like this, and give it a thumbs up if you truly appreciate it. The first lesson is the true power of a name. The name Hydrox is bad, like terribly awful. So why did they choose that name? The name Hydrox was originally chosen to imply product purity, as 2 chemicals, oxygen and hydrogen, mash up together to make water. But words have meaning and associations, and Hydrox, a name made by combining 2 chemicals, sounds medicinal rather than delicious. There was already an existing Hydrox chemical company that brought hydrogen peroxide. That is an awful affiliation to have along with your emblem while you make cookies. But it got worse when Hydrox cookies were first released in 1908, and the pseudo-medical term hydroxy became used everywhere, from hydroxy aerated desk water to Hydrox ice cream and Hydrox ginger ale, and the number of hydroxy-associated bras quickly increased. Having said that, the larger issue was revealed by the names of the chemical institutions. However, Hydrox were not the worst offenders. They had a large following. People liked the taste, and they were not about to go down without a fight, as Oreo would soon discover. Despite Oreo's current reputation, they may be the furthest thing from a single-day success. For years after their release, grocery shops struggled to convert clients away from Hydrox and in the direction of Oreo cookies. One shop discovered itself with a 710-pound surplus of Oreo cookies that they simply couldn't sell. So they did what most people do in those situations and clearly slashed prices. But then they took it a step further by berating customers, claiming that they didn't recognize what a truly first-rate biscuit had become. And this conflict could go on for nearly 40 years. Hydrox, it appears, was not an easy target for Oreo. Initially, Oreo faced numerous failures to overcome. Oreo thought I messed up with Hydrox at the same time. But everything changed in the mid-1950s, and things were about to get crispy for Hydrox. Oreo determined a critical advertising lesson for cookies. When you think about cookies, you think of a delicious treat, something sweet, happiness, and something amusing. According to reports, that was also Oreo's notion, and they have entirely redesigned and updated their entire advertising and messaging campaign. Their perception became one of funny and shiny colors, as well as a wonderful chocolate deal. Hydrox, on the other hand, went with the grumpy old gentleman approach, not in a wonderful or hilarious manner, but in the way you imagine the traditional old guy sitting in a rocking chair on his front doorstep and shouting at kids to get off his garden. From 1915 to 1965, Hydrox used this approach to describe Oreo as a fake, a copycat product, even going so far as to advise people not to be tricked by purchasing lookalikes.
Crunchy chocolate cookie? Well, here it is. But you gotta remember my name, Hydrox. Hydrox. Don't forget, Hydrox. Remember, Hydrox.
But that didn't work as well because the marketing strategies Hydrox was using were outdated. Oreo then launched a cutting-edge advertising and marketing campaign for Oreos in the mid-1950s. But before that, I have a quick question for you. Which product is of higher quality? One that is more expensive or one that is less expensive? You will definitely say it is a costly one. That's how Oreo defeated Hydrox. In this campaign, Oreo used pricing psychology. Pricing and charge psychology are powerful, and a higher price is almost always connected with higher quality. Oreo reputedly understood this mental concept, and with the stroke of a pen, they raised the price and became the top-rated cookie, making Hydrox much less costly, reducing its budget, and making it much less desirable. Because the original made Hydrox appear to be a fake, Oreo was able to update its image in the eyes of customers, and its dominance just continued from there. Once established as the world's favorite cookie, Oreo was unlikely to lose its throne. That's why they were always trying to reinvent themselves. They changed their slogan 5 times in 10 years. Hydrox, on the other hand, was acquired and sold by Keebler before being discontinued in 1999, because they were not getting sufficient sales to maintain this business. Oreos reached a new net sales record of $3.1 billion in 2019. with 92 million cookies sold per day in more than 100 countries. But in an unexpected turn of events, Hydrox returned to the battlefield, this time collaborating with Amazon. So far, the war hasn't gotten any more beautiful the second time around. The reintroduction looked to pay off, with reports claiming that sales of Hydrox increased by 2,406% between 2016 and 2017, totaling more than $492,000, clearly still light years away from Oreo's market dominance, but impressive progress nonetheless. What are your thoughts on the Hydrox vs. Oreo battle? Will the reintroduction of Hydrox cookies have an impact on Oreo's dominance on the market? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more informational content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.